And good evening. That latest school shooting east of Atlanta killed 2 students and 2 teachers and injured 9 others yesterday. Now a 14-year-old boy faces murder charges.
All of this even as the investigation is ramping up. We're learning more about the rapid response of teachers, students, and law enforcement. It's something every agency trains for, even as officers pray it doesn't happen here. KAKE's
Stephanie Maniche joins us now with a deeper look at how the Kansas Highway Patrol is preparing Kansans just in case.
When parents send their kids to school, knowing active shooter training could be something they learn is not comforting. Kansas Highway Patrol's Trooper Ben Gardner explains what Kansas is doing to help prepare everyone should something like Georgia happen here.
The Kansas Active Shooter Mitigation, also called KASM, helps bring awareness to different groups and organizations. It's a program that's been around for about 10 years. KASM provides tips if an unfortunate situation presents an active shooter.
We see ourselves in society seeking answers, and we see these events happening across our nation, so we question, what am I doing in my workplace or my school or my church? And that's when the calls come in.
Gardner says the Highway Patrol and other agencies get calls from not just schools, but other organizations. They need help figuring out what to do if faced with an active shooter.
If it's Alice, if it's Run, Hide, Fight, there's a lot of different platforms across the nation, but really they're all the same, which is take action as quickly as you can when you realize there's a threat.
Gardner says the KHP has led hundreds of trainings across the state. He says they give talking points on keeping themselves and others safe. Gardner adds schools are very safe across the nation, but they had to get there.
It's a constant evolving thing. So what we did in times past is probably not the best practice of today's world. And it's really speaking to your community, finding out what they think is best for their school and their place with their students.
Some of that change is simply locking school doors, but it gets more involved.
And then you get into just locking down doorways and in what ways we do so, recognizing there's the challenges of fire codes and what you can and can't do at certain places.
Gardner describes the active shooter training as mostly geared toward preventative actions. He says first responders listen to those in the room so they can best figure out how to help them with their concerns. In studio, Stephanie Maniche, KAKE News on your side.